In a world where joy and cheer dominate the holiday season, a sinister figure lurks in the shadows, waiting to punish the naughty. This is not Santa, this is Krampus. Imagine, if you will, a stark contrast to the jolly figure we've all come to associate with Christmas. Instead of a rotund, rosy-cheeked man with a hearty laugh and a sack full of gifts, picture a beastly creature with gnarled horns, a long, pointed tongue, and a hunger for mischief. This is the other side of Christmas, the one that isn't wrapped in tinsel and filled with holiday cheer. This is the realm of Krampus. It's easy to forget that not all Christmas traditions are filled with merriment and joy. In the midst of all the carols, the twinkling lights, and the anticipation of Santa's arrival, there lies a darker, more sinister tradition. The tale of Krampus isn't as widespread as that of Santa Claus, but it's equally fascinating. Krampus, a name that sends a shiver down the spine of those who know the tales, is a figure who's been intertwined with Christmas for centuries. While Santa rewards the good children with presents and sweets, Krampus is there to deal with those who've made the naughty list. His methods of punishment are far from a mere lump of coal in a stocking. The image of Krampus is enough to make anyone think twice about their behavior. With his horned visage, sharp fangs, and lolling tongue, he's a far cry from the red-nosed, jolly figure we're used to seeing around this time of year. His presence serves as a reminder that not every Christmas tradition is about joy and giving. Krampus brings an element of fear and respect to the holiday season, a reminder that actions have consequences and that being good isn't just for the sake of getting presents. It's about understanding the spirit of giving, of being kind to others, and of spreading joy and love. So who exactly is this Krampus and where does he come from? Let's delve into the history. The origins of Krampus are as dark as the figure itself, tracing back to pre-Christian Alpine traditions. The shrouded figure of Krampus, with his horned visage and menacing demeanor, is rooted deep within the folklore of Europe's Alpine region, predating the advent of Christianity. The ancients would tell tales of this fearsome creature during the winter solstice, using his image to embody the harshness of winter. Krampus was seen as a symbol of the old year's end, the embodiment of the chill in the air and the darkness of the longest nights. He was the darkness before the dawn, the old year giving way to the new. But as Christianity spread across Europe, the figure of Krampus didn't disappear. Instead, he was woven into the fabric of the new religion, his role evolving to fit within the Christian narrative. He became the antithesis of the benevolent Saint Nicholas, a dark counterpoint to the saint's generosity and kindness. While Saint Nicholas would reward the good children with gifts, it was Krampus who was tasked with punishing the naughty ones. In essence, he became a symbol for the consequences of misbehavior, a figure used to instill a sense of morality and obedience in children. As the centuries passed, the church attempted to suppress the image of Krampus, seeing his pagan roots as a threat to the Christian faith. His menacing figure was pushed into the background, his role diminished, but not eradicated. The tales of Krampus, passed down from generation to generation, were too ingrained in the cultural consciousness to be completely forgotten. The dark figure of the winter solstice, the harbinger of punishment for the naughty, remained a part of the holiday traditions. Despite the church's efforts, Krampus endured, his image and story continuing to be a part of the holiday season. He stands as a reminder of our past, a symbol of our shared cultural heritage and the enduring power of folklore. Over time, Krampus's image was suppressed, but he could not be forgotten. As centuries passed, Krampus evolved, his image shifting with the times, but his core essence remained the same. In the early days, Krampus was largely a figure of local folklore, a shadowy presence lurking in the background of the festive season. However, as society changed, so did Krampus. The influence of the Catholic Church was particularly significant. During the Middle Ages, the Church attempted to suppress the Krampus tradition, associating it with the devil. In some regions, this led to a softening of Krampus's image. He became less of a monstrous figure and more of a mischievous trickster, yet still retaining his role as a punisher of naughty children. The world wars of the 20th century brought further changes. The harsh realities of these conflicts led to a decline in the celebration of Krampus. It seemed inappropriate to revel in a figure of fear and punishment amidst the real-world horrors of war. But as the dust of the conflicts settled, Krampus found a new lease of life. The mid to late 20th century saw the commercialization of Krampus. This was a time when Halloween became a major retail event, and the appetite for all things spooky and scary soared. The market was ripe for a dark, edgy Christmas character, and Krampus fit the bill perfectly. Suddenly, Krampus was everywhere, from Christmas cards to novelty items. His menacing image used to sell products and create a thrilling sense of fear and excitement. Yet, despite this commercialization, the essence of Krampus remained. He was still the dark counterpart to Saint Nicholas, the enforcer of good behavior, the figure who added a touch of fear to the festive season. The modern Krampus might be a marketing tool, but he's also a reminder of the holiday's darker, more primal roots. Today, Krampus has found a new home in popular culture, and his image is as haunting as ever. He may have evolved, adapted, and been repackaged for a modern audience, but at his core, Krampus remains the same. A chilling figure of folklore, a stark contrast to the joy and light of the festive season. From folklore to Hollywood, Krampus has carved his place in the modern world. This horned, half-goat, half-demon figure is no longer just a tale whispered to misbehaving children in the chill of winter, but a cultural icon that has found its way into the limelight of popular media. In the realm of cinema, Krampus has been the star of many a horror movie, his terrifying visage splashed across the silver screen. From the darkly comedic Krampus released in 2015 to the more serious tone of Krampus the Reckoning, filmmakers have embraced this figure of terror, bringing his story to life in all its eerie glory. Television, too, has welcomed Krampus into its ranks. Popular shows like Grimm and American Dad have featured episodes centered around Krampus, showcasing his myth in a variety of creative ways. The figure of Krampus has also found fertile ground in horror literature, with authors spinning tales of winter horror that chill the spine regardless of the season. But it's not only in fiction that Krampus has found a place. Across the globe, people gather to celebrate this dark companion of St. Nicholas in what are known as Krampus festivals or Krampusnacht. In these events, participants often dress as Krampus, their costumes as terrifying as the legend himself, parading through the streets in a spectacle of horror and delight. In Austria, Germany, and other parts of Europe, these Krampus parades are a key part of the holiday season, with Krampus runs and other events that have been held for centuries. Even in the United States, Krampus celebrations have started to take hold, with Krampusnacht events popping up in cities across the country. So, from the pages of folklore to the screens of Hollywood, and even in the festive celebrations of people around the world, Krampus has made his mark. Krampus has indeed come a long way from his pagan roots, becoming a figure that both fascinates and terrifies. Krampus, the Christmas devil, the punisher of naughty children. His existence begs the question, why do we need such a figure in our festivities? Dive deeper into the lore of Krampus, and you'll find a reflection of humanity's ancient and primal need for balance. A balance between good and evil, reward and punishment. Krampus, with his goat-like features, chains, and bundle of birch sticks, is not just a figure of terror, but a symbol of consequence. In the grand scheme of folklore, the existence of Krampus serves as a psychological tool. He is the embodiment of the principle that actions have repercussions, a lesson that's essential for the growth and maturity of an individual. He's not just a deterrent for naughty behavior, but also a reminder that the world isn't always sugar plums and candy canes. It's a harsh yet necessary lesson that's been passed down generations, wrapped in the guise of a Christmas devil. Moreover, on a societal level, Krampus represents the shadow side of the festive season. While Christmas is a time of joy, it can also bring forth feelings of stress, pressure, and loneliness. Krampus personifies these darker emotions, making them tangible and paradoxically easier to deal with. After all, it's easier to face a beast you can see than grapple with nebulous feelings of despair. He also serves as a counterbalance to the overwhelming goodness of St. Nicholas. In a world where light and dark coexist, Krampus is the darkness that makes the light shine brighter. He is the chill that makes the warmth of Christmas more comforting. He is the fear that makes the love more potent. But perhaps the most crucial role Krampus plays is that of a mirror, reflecting back our own flaws and shortcomings. He is a stark reminder that we all have a darker side, a side that needs to be acknowledged and kept in check. Krampus, despite his terrifying image, serves a purpose, reminding us all of the darker side of our nature and the consequences of our actions.